Hello, Higgins, welcome. Uh, so, for everybody who is not aware, Higgins is the new Charsab. Uh, okay, he has just now cleared his COC, and here we are to discuss कि Higgins की journey कैसी रही, how he chose the subjects, what should be the correct way of preparation in his ideas, what should be the students methodology to prepare. तो जानेंगे इनसे कि क्या प्रोसेस है, कैसे तैयारी करना चाहिए, या क्या इन्होंने गलती की, उससे उससे कुछ सीख सकते हैं क्या। तो ये सब चीज हमारी इस डिस्कशन में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे। तो हाय अगेन, वेलकम अगेन। तो आपने आपका लास्ट कौन सा ये था, कब आपने क्लियर किया एग्जाम, व्हाट वाज योर लास्ट एग्जाम?
So last exam which I cleared was on 29th now recently. That was my function 3 sir.
फंक्शन 3 सेफ्टी।
Safety.
तो
Yes.
कैन यू इलेबोरेट, व्हेन डिड यू स्टार्ट योर प्रिपरेशन, कब से शुरू किया आपने, कितना टाइम लग गया, कौन कौन सा सब्जेक्ट चूज किया, ऐसा मतलब थोड़ा सा गाइड के लिए बच्चों को।
Okay. So sir, I applied for my application was in Feb. So I started giving my exams from March itself. So initially what I did was in the first month I put in 3 written papers that were your motor, MEP in general, and I put 2 orals for function 4 and 6, 4B and 6. So in that I managed to clear all returns, and for oral I had for motor I had a problem, so that I had to repeat motor.
Okay, so they gave you function 6 in first attempt.
Function 6, yes, function 6 I
Okay.
got. So in the next month in April I put the remaining 2 papers because for ship constructions my numericals were I was not so sure about them.
Never.
So
Okay.
there were only 2 written papers that I put, and again I missed on orals because I had some important function in those days at home, so I
Okay.
couldn't apply for that because I had to travel back, and then the time duration it was clashing with that.
So the problem right now is to clearing MEO class for all 6 writtens and 4 orals ASAP, because you cannot go on ship till the time you do that, and I understand the pressure. So right now how I can help you is, guys, please go for this MEO class for live classes that we have started. I guess there'll be amazing results awaiting you. Apart from that, if you are worried about how will you perform as a 4th year, 3rd year on board ship, why don't you invest on 4th year, 3rd year excellence package, which is again available on Merchant Navy Decoded platform. ये जितनी चीजें आप ही लोगों के लिए बनाई है, I am waiting that you achieve success and I achieve damn good results. Take it back.
So you appeared from Mumbai MD.
Mumbai MMD, yes sir.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then after that, in June, in May there was off for MMD, so I couldn't apply in that. And June I put in my remaining, and I couldn't clear for safety. So the safety second attempt I couldn't clear. So the last final, the third attempt for safety I had put now. That was in October, wherein I cleared. So what I feel, according to my experience, is it is better to prepare all the returns and try to give it at one shot, and clear maximum in that one shot itself, because if we compare the syllabus for motor, general, MEP, it's quite similar, and only for safe ship construction you need to practice the numericals, and for MET also. MET it's mostly similar kind of patterns. As far as the returns, what I feel, previous 1 year papers should be fine. If you go through all that will cover your 80% which would come, or max to max it comes the same also at times if you're lucky enough. For orals I feel I've referred many notes, and I had taken this class for excellence package also in roughly about June, or no, sorry, Jan or Feb. I'm not sure which month. So I used to follow this Vikas's videos from there. So basic concepts, whichever, like I didn't go through all because I had some ideas. So basic, whatever I needed, because for example, if I needed one particular topic, so I
So
could
you
just
can
go
go
and
for that. Okay, study that.
yes, so that was helpful in that way. Again, I feel that package does not have everything that you need. It
Okay.
gives you the majority part. As
Idea.
per, yes, if you want to only take that and think that everything is sorted, it won't be. It won't
Yes.
help you like that, 100%.
Correct.
You need to put in a lot of time, especially for theory. When it comes to theory papers, you need to practice because time duration is very critical there, especially for numericals, and diagrams are very important. because for ship construction, I it was good enough for me because I had practiced most of the diagrams. So I feel somewhere that also helped me to clear easier. For orals, notes are important, yes, but again, you need to keep revising. Try to give mocks because the mock I had with you, sir, that also helped me a lot to build confidence. Because when we don't clear, it's sometimes mostly because we don't have the confidence to give the answer. It's not that we do not know the answer.
No answers. Yeah.
Yes, because you might because it happened to me that I answered the exam and then I'm thinking about, okay, I knew this one. Okay, you could have told this. So it happens that way. Also,
Happens with everybody. So that is why I tell to all the students, because many of them are, when I contact them ki, or my team says ki, you should appear for the mock, the guys who are with us, who are
mhm,
doing the classes and who are going to give exams. So when I tell them, or the team tells them कि आप mock के लिए आओ, तो वो लोग बोलते हैं कि नहीं sir, I am not very confident, maybe I'll not be able to answer, I will
because
fumble, I'm
I
not
feel
ready,
we
I
don't
have not
give this.
studied, this type of answers. So that is why your point of view here is important for everybody to understand कि मॉक्स से आपको ये नहीं होता है कि आपने तैयारी की है या नहीं की है, ये पता चलता है, एटलीस्ट आपको ये पता चलता है कि
Tells you
how
where you
much you have
should.
to study, where
Yes,
you have to emphasize, how you
correct,
have to answer.
definitely.
That is where I will help you कि अच्छा यहाँ पे like you had the mock we had that day, 3 or 4 questions which you could not answer, and then some of the doubts that you had, you could ask
Yes.
me openly there and I could answer that, and that would have somewhere build confidence कि चलो ठीक है, ये चीजें मुझे नहीं पता थी, ये सर ने बता दी, तो that at least I am aware कि अब next time when I get these questions I'll be able to answer it, right?
Yes. So for anyone who is like who has not yet attempted any of these orals, what my suggestion would be to in order to prepare would be main thing is to go through all the questions. All whichever questions you get from whichever surveys, try to make groups of them as you told last time also rightly. You have to make survey wise questions because that helps a lot. So you know which surveyor could ask what. But for me, I did that for my first attempt. It didn't really help me much. So what I did in my final attempt was I took all the questions, found out what are the common questions, and focused more on that with, especially for the cross questionings, because there that was one point where I used to face problems. So that is a major point where you have to make the notes as per the common questions and survey wise both, because that
Right.
questions are easily available in notes. That should not be a problem.
Yeah, questions are easily available all around the internet. You can even be a part of many of the Telegram groups are there. So you
Mhm.
can already you have the collection of questions. Only thing, yes, the time and the dedication is very important. Exam demands your time and dedication. You can't think that though it is, somebody might be lucky sometime, 1 or 2 orals you can clear maybe by luck, but
Mhm.
if you are not dedicated, if you are not able to ready to invest your time energy into the exams, it is very difficult. So like even when you were dedicated, you had made a strategy to study, you were following a lot of syllabus curriculum, even then it took you 7 8 months to clear, right?
So
Yeah.
somewhere it is still on luck. I would not deny on that. Somewhere it is still some percentage luck, but majority is your preparation. And preparation should not be like maybe a week of preparation just before the exam. That
Yes.
doesn't happen at all. That
This
is
doesn't
just
help a
like
lot.
brushing up.
Yeah,
You
like
need to at
that
least
will
like
be, you will be stuck
continuous
in the
study
cross
is required.
questions. That will
Continue.
be, you will be thinking after the orals, अरे ये तो पढ़ा था, this I was knowing, I was aware. So that time and again the same question will come, time and again you will answer it in your head or to somebody else. Then only it will be smooth answer when you are answering in the orals.
Also, if some topic whichever like I used to have problem with CO2, so what I did, what my approach was to clear for this topic was like I used to write down points which all questions could be asked, and then just memorize the answer. We keep doing that again because that helps a lot, because once you're seeing that, you get that questions. Okay, let's say safety valve is there. Okay, where is this safety valve, why is it there, at what pressure? So you get the cross questions yourself. So
Yourself.
once you start making the notes that way, it helps you a lot. So,
Yeah, main difficulty is where the orals are, right? Because
mhm.
maybe 1 or 2 orals you can pass like by little labor or by little luck. But later on, as the your journey proceeds, in the end it becomes a little bit tough battle. You have to, they will expect you, because you are already 6 months into the preparation, you have almost
Right.
all returns are cleared. So then after 3 4 attempts, they will
Correct,
expect, the
correct.
survey will expect you to know more.
Exactly. So the better suggestion to go about with the orals was is like try to clear them as early as possible with like try if all four also if possible. It will nothing better than that, because if it goes in the first attempt, what I notice is the questions are kind of easier as compared to
Easier.
the next attempts.
Correct, correct. They, when you
And
are
my
appearing
suggestion
for the
for
first
this
attempt, then
safety,
they will ask you easier questions,
yes, yes. And my
relatively
suggestion for
easier.
safety was as per what you said, sir, not to keep it for last because that is very difficult to clear. Better to put it with something before and try to
Before,
get it
yes,
done.
yes, yes, yes. So what we used to do, if we are taking all four orals, it is okay. Otherwise, we used to take electrical and safety first. कि पहला attempt में when you are going, they will be safety में भी easy questions. If you are asked and you are clearing it, it is very good. Electrical and safety, both of them, if you are keeping or clubbing together for the first attempt or the second attempt, ये अच्छा रहता है कि निकल जाए अगर पहले पहले तो. क्योंकि
Correct.
मोटर एमईपी तो लास्ट में भी चलो आप ज्यादा पढ़ लोगे तो भी आपको सेफ्टी में बहुत कुछ याद करना है, बहुत कुछ जो है ना, तो वो थोड़ा सा टफ होता जाता है जैसे जैसे समय.
Regulations and all are like quite important there. Regulations
Regulations,
and
and then their cross questions, and then their other equals. But motor MEP is like our own, bread and butter.
yes, correct,
What you
correct.
are going to do in the engine room, what you are going to follow as a fourth engineer, that is all
Correct.
related to motor MP. तो उसको पढ़ने में भी अच्छा लगता है, और मतलब more and more you
Immediate
study, it is
things.
more going to help you. So it is, if motor and MEP is remaining in the end, then ठीक है, चलो और थोड़ा मेहनत कर लेते थोड़ा, it gives you extra, already it gives you extra push कि चलो ठीक है. ये
Yes.
थोड़ा सा ये है. So for all the other candidates, what will be your advice कि how should they मतलब start their journey or preparation की, how many subjects they should choose, 6 written and 4 orals all together, or 3 written 2 orals, or like that, or any MMD choice, ऐसा क्या है कि कोई MMD का choice कर सकते हैं?
I tried from Mumbai MMD because it was nearest to me. So MMD wise, I'm not sure if there's much of a difference. Okay, as far as the selection, I feel written, if you can try to give all in the first attempt, it's nothing better than that, because even if you don't clear one, you at least get five. That's a very good positive point for me. And for orals, if it's too tough, then two should be good. But again, from my experience, if you can get through all, it's nothing like that, because the type of questions are easier. So even if you put four, you might end up clearing three there. So in
So
that
better
way, I feel
prepare for 2 3 months in advance and then appear for 6 written 4 orals all together, if
to
somebody can do that.
yes, for returns, if you want to clear, you can start it even when you're on the ship if you want, if required, if anyone wants to do. But once you come back, when you're doing the courses and all, like I started my thing when I was doing my advanced courses. So
Advanced
I
courses.
started going through these videos that time itself. So when motor and MEP subject was ready that by that time itself, so I didn't have to waste much time. So for this, I think if you go through these papers, you just take down the questions, write your answer according to what you know, because that way you remember and you can make more links to the answers. If you go
Answers.
to someone else's answers, like we have many apps available. So if we go through them, what happens there is for 16 marks, they will give you just maybe 4 lines. So it is not elaborated in the way that is required to be shown in the paper. So if you prepare as per that, then you will have a problem reproducing that in the paper during the exam. So that becomes a problem. So better is to write down your notes, make a proper answer, write it once at least, so you know how to structure it, what all
How to
main points.
structure it, right?
That is very
So that
important.
structure is very important. And many a times, you will see ki out of 6 questions, people could answer 4 or 5 only, even if they knew everything. The reason being ki they mug up from different notes. And even if the paper is repeated, they could not produce all the answers, right? Because the time was, they say ki time kam tha. Because actually what happens is we are not in a habit of writing. Since college we have passed out, it has been a year
That's
or
a
two,
major
and
issue.
we are not in a habit of writing more than a logbook. We don't write anything on board, right?
Mhm.
तो जब हम लोग प्रैक्टिस खत्म हो जाता है लिखने का, तो वो 3 घंटे तक उस तरह से लिखना और स्ट्रक्चर बना करके लिखना वो नहीं हो पाता है. तो हम लोग को जो मैंने भी डिस्कस किया स्ट्रेटेजी में कि वी शुड ऑलवेज मेक आवर ओन नोट्स व्हेन वी आर राइटिंग द आंसर्स, वी शुड प्रैक्टिस द डायग्राम एंड आंसर्स ऑन इन होम, so then only you can better way you can write it in the exams. Okay, so
Yes.
written clearing, for written clearing it is important to practice the answer writing at your home.
Very much important to practice. And also, let's say from the five questions that you plan to answer, let's say you know only four, because majority if you check for the old papers and you prepare the old papers and you go, it's mostly four questions should be repeated, no doubt in that. Unless you're very unlucky, then it will be completely new paper, that's a different case. But majority times what happens is at least minimum four questions are repeat, direct repeat. The fifth one, what my suggestion is, even if you don't know something, you need to attempt,
Right,
because if you leave it blank, then there is no
don't
chance.
leave the questions.
Exactly. You write something, even if let's say you don't get even so one mark also you get is not a problem. At
Yes,
least
yes,
you need to
yes.
do the attempt in that question. I think people miss out on that also.
Don't leave the questions. If there are six questions, 16 into 6, 96, then you should attempt six questions. Attempt all the six
Correct.
questions and do not follow any serial order. Even if you are going to answer number 9, please go for, if you are knowing it better, you are prepared better, number 9, some number 7, number 5, number 4, start from a fresh page but answer in the serial number serial order. The list one you are knowing, you should answer in the last, because surveyor will start checking from the first page itself. He will come to know ki what kind of preparation or what kind of answers you have written. So from first 3 4 answers he will somewhere identify कि he has to pass or fail. 50 marks ही आपको required है pass होने के लिए. So 3 4 marks is already with the surveyor, right? If you are getting
Correct.
47 48, he will give you 4 marks plus pass, 50 कर देगा. तो इसलिए डायग्राम बनाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, डायग्राम को प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू शुड practice the answers in your own words, right, at the home. Like I was talking to Rajasik also, he was also saying the
This is
same
as
thing.
to what I said before, sir, that time is important. So what I did was I would allot like about let's say 30 minutes per question. So I would see the time what is remaining, according to that try to write. It's not like if you know something you write it for 1 hour and then you
Long,
leave
yeah,
out two
yeah.
questions. It's also a problem. So whatever you know, you try to get it in such a way that you allot the time accordingly. That is also very important, because then there's no point to leave out a question if you know one question very good and then you write it for 2 hours. So it doesn't make sense
You're
that
not
way.
getting more than
So you
16,
need to
right?
be to the
Never.
point also. And that will only come when you try and make your notes and practice that.
Correct, correct, correct. Only when you have practiced that, then only you can limit yourself. Ki in this much only I have to explain. And one more important aspect also, कि if you have practiced the diagram, no, तो आपने एक diagram बना दिया. Once you have drawn a diagram, the diagram also is self-explanatory. So you have already explained, labeled it, marked it. So it has given you a good idea. When you are about to write about the diagram, it will all in point wise you can same diagram से एक point उठाया, ये वाला ये नोमिन ये किया है डिफाइन, इसको बस एक लाइन में डिफाइन कर दे, एक दो लाइन करके, तो आपका आंसर जो है ना 2 3 पेज का हो जाएगा विदाउट इवन यू पुटिंग एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स इन राइटिंग. If you are going in paragraph like writing, no, it will take long time, and it even you have to explain a lot of things. And surveyor will also be not interested in reading such a huge answer.
What I used to do is I used to structure the answer in a way like what it would be like. Let's say we have a diagram. So we first put the diagram, then you make like a sub point and you say the working or another sub point like some regulation. If you know something like that, it's better to put it that way. So it looks more structured, and they get a better impression that
Idea,
okay,
yeah.
you're well prepared in that
Well
sense.
prepared. Yes, 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 yes. And this is for so oral में answering how we should answer the questions. मतलब कि any question is asked to you, so how you structure the answer. Apart from preparation, I mean, you have done preparation from multiple sources. You have got a lot of thing coming on your head. So how do you tackle the questions for orals?
Uh, as far as the orals, the questions for me, I did not have a problem for generally for motor and MEP, not so much. It was majorly for safety. Electrical, so first time I had I feel my preparation was not enough. So maybe that was the issue. So I accept that one. So what I would say for answering is first you need to see if you know the answer. If you do not know, it's better to just tell so that they can move on to the next question. If you try to give some answer, if you try to guess and let's say it comes really wrong, then it creates a very bad impression in the first place. Also, I noticed is to be on time. Like last time where I had a problem where the mail we received at 8:30, and luckily I was there in the meeting that time itself, so they started with me at 8:30 itself, because usually orals they are supposed to start as per if you check on the e-pariksha and all, they are supposed to start at 9:30. So that also, the whole thing and the way you dress also plays a very good role. And for the material, if you don't know something, then there's no point in wasting time in that. If you know something, you just quickly take a short time and you need to just pick some points that you need to say. If you just say whatever comes to your head, then you know you cannot structure it the proper way.
So
So
for that, why I used to do is I used to hear the question first, repeat the question in my head, take a pause, or sometimes even the surveyor asks, "Ki how will you lower a lifeboat? Will you lower a lifeboat like this?" Maybe either I will run it in my head, or maybe I will emit that. So surveyor is at that time giving me a pause for some seconds so that I can structure the answer कि अच्छा ठीक है तो when I have done it at in my head कि पहले भी मैंने ये आंसर किया हुआ है घर में भी in my head I have run the same question है ना. So it is either you run it through your head or you discuss with your friends or with anybody or mocks में दो या आंसर जब आप बोलोगे एक दो बार या दिमाग में चलाओगे तभी वो आंसर फटाफट फटाफट वहां पे निकल पाएगा, राइट?
also, sir, when you're giving answer, like when we give the answer itself leads to the next question. So we can plan what kind of a question we would get. Like we could know,
Correct.
for example, if they are asking us a question about safeties of lifeboat, and if we know more about all the tests, like for example, the brake test is that. So if we focus more on centrifugal brake or the hand brake, then there is a quite probability like the next question could be, okay, explain this test. So if you try, we need to try to get some terms which we know better, so we force them to come towards that from the next
That
question.
side. Even surveyors know I am taking the oral towards that side and they are happy to take that way कि ठीक है,
Right.
he is willing to answer that. Okay,
So
I'm
that
let
is the
me ask
question
that
you're giving
question.
yourself. So that is one question on your side.
One, yeah, pulling the surveyor to your side, taking the oral your way. Yeah, that is one important aspect you have also mentioned, like mentioning the key words or mentioning the key things that I want to emphasize and then take away the oral in my. That will come only when you have studied in a huge amount. मतलब आप बस you have if you not brushed, मतलब आपने बस brush up किया हुआ है आंसर को, if you have just brushed it up you will not be able to take the oral towards you. You have studied at length, you know a lot more than the question is being asked, then you can answer a lot. ठीक है. So my funda is कि if you know something, answer everything in orals. कि even if surveyor is willing to move to next question, just don't, if you are knowing, just don't keep it within yourself. जानते हो तो उसके बारे में सब कुछ बताओ. जैसे कि you are saying कि he has asked me something like safeties and I am mentioning a lot of extra things also, so that is where he takes
Better,
one or two.
better to just tell. At least they will get an idea that this fellow knows. So it
Yes,
also
he
gives you
knows.
a better edge
Yes.
on them.
So he has studied because there is a lot to study. So maybe one or two or three, four topics you have studied at much depth. Like CO2 system, you had studied at much depth. So one of questions might be you will be getting from CO2, one odd question. And then because you are knowing a lot of things, you will be answering a lot around the CO2 system. So maybe after one, you can get another question. And in that question, maybe he is going to give you 80 to 90% marks.
Right, right.
So 3 4 question only can determine key, because for orals passing they ask around 55 to 60%.
Mhm.
So 4 questions around 60 71 or questions maybe you miss out, you don't know only, so that will be zero. So out of the 3 4 questions if you are getting, then averaging you will be passed.
Right.
Okay, so any last comments you want to mention for everybody who is preparing?
Comments, my only thing would be for returns, so there is no problem, no need to take tension for
Just
that. At
last
least
1 year का practice कर लो अपने हिसाब
yes,
से,
that
write
should be
it at
sorted.
your home,
And as
practice
far
the
as orals
diagrams,
are
that is
concerned,
all for written.
correct. As far as orals are concerned, if you give the first attempt and let's say you do not clear, then there is no then, you don't have to be disheartened in that way. You can,
Disheartened, yes.
because it happens to everyone, and I know of many people who would be very discouraged and all of that. So there's no point that way. You can, even if you prepare 99%, that 1% they can ask and still fail you. So there is no point in that. We need to keep trying in that. If we take a break, saying okay, there are 2 months. Like let's say that was your last, and you get to give the oral after 2 months. So that is a problem there, because you'll end up wasting time and you'll lose the touch also of that. Because when you're studying properly, it keeps coming in your mind and it's better.
I remember
So,
once during my class 4 also, last attempt motor was not, I was not able to clear motor in the last attempt. So I was in the peak of the preparation. Matlab, I had studied everything. Now I don't. So like you said, no break. How the break is important. So then I went home.
yes,
I took a break for say 10-15 days. I'm not going to study only, because for the last 5-6 months continuously study. He was putting a pressure on the head. Then after the break, again fresh start. So for next 15-20 days I studied and appeared over. Then I cleared it. So that is also very important. You could don't get disheartened. Continue or think this as a process. This is not like a hurdle you can jump at one go. It is like a race.
and
Okay, like a
it's
hurdle race.
totally
One
not
hurdle,
dependent on us.
once
Like
at a time.
if you fail, it's not like you didn't study. You cannot think it
You
in that
cannot
way.
say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Higgins, for joining and
Yes.
sharing your helpful insights for everybody. Thank you once
Uh,
again. Congratulations for your success and for your future vessels. Now you are a
Thank you.
char sub, so all the good luck with you. Okay. God bless
Thanks,
you. Bye bye.